In the world of coin collecting, few hobbies bring together history, mystery, and treasure hunting quite like the study of the American penny. For most people, a penny is nothing more than a small copper-colored coin that rattles around in their pockets or gathers dust in a jar at home. But for the trained eye of a numismatist, or even the lucky finder who stumbles upon the right cent, a single penny can become the key to an extraordinary discovery. Today, we are going to take a fascinating journey into the story of one specific coin, the 2006 Lincoln cent minted in Denver, carrying the D mint mark. This modern-era coin may look ordinary to most, but under the right circumstances, it can hold a value far greater than its humble face. Let's begin with a reminder of what makes the Lincoln penny so iconic. First introduced in 1909, this coin was designed to honor the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Prior to this design, American coinage largely depicted allegorical figures like liberty or classical-inspired symbols. But 1909 marked the centennial of Lincoln's birth, and it was decided that a coin should finally carry the portrait of a real historical figure, someone who had guided the nation through its greatest trial, the Civil War. The artist Victor David Brenner was chosen to design it, and his portrait of Lincoln still graces the obverse of the penny to this day. The reverse, back in 2006, still displayed the Lincoln Memorial design. This design had been introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. For 50 years, from 1959 until 2008, Americans carried this Lincoln Memorial penny, easily recognizable by the tiny image of the Lincoln statue nestled between the columns of the memorial on the reverse side. In 2009, the reverse would change to 4 special anniversary designs, and in 2010 it would change again to the Union Shield design. But in 2006, the Lincoln Memorial cent was still in full circulation. Now, the year 2006 itself was not an anniversary year, nor was it known for dramatic changes to the penny's design. But that's exactly what makes this coin's story so interesting. Sometimes, the true treasures aren't found in commemoratives or special releases. They appear in the smallest of minting accidents, overlooked details, or rare production flaws. The 2006 Denver minted Lincoln cent belongs to this category. To understand why, let's talk about mint marks. A mint mark is a tiny letter on a coin that tells us where it was made. For pennies, the most common marks are P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. In 2006, billions of pennies were minted, with Denver alone producing more than 3 billion. With such massive production, even a small error in the minting process could create coins that were unintentionally unique, and these are the ones collectors search for like hidden gems. Denver pennies of 2006 can have a variety of striking errors and varieties. Some are misstruck, meaning the coin's design may be off-center, double-struck, or even missing elements. Others are die errors, such as doubled dies where parts of the design look doubled under magnification. And then there are planchet errors, when the blank piece of metal used to make the coin is flawed, clipped, or struck on the wrong material altogether. Any of these mistakes can turn an ordinary penny into something extraordinary. But here's where the story deepens. Collectors are not just looking for errors. Even a normal 2060 penny can have surprising value if it is in the right condition. You see, most pennies spend their lives being tossed into cash registers, dropped on sidewalks, or carried around in pockets with keys and other coins. This rough handling quickly wears away the details of the design. So, when a coin survives in pristine, nearly untouched condition, it becomes a rarity. The grading of coins is an entire science in itself. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC examine coins under microscopes, grading them on a scale from 1 to 70. A penny in average circulated condition might grade around 10 to 20. But a coin in uncirculated condition, pulled straight from a mint roll and never touched, can grade 65 or higher. And those at the very top, 67, 68, and especially 69, are incredibly rare for a mass-produced coin like the 2060 penny. It's these high-grade survivors that collectors pay thousands of dollars to obtain. Imagine for a moment opening an old coin roll that has been sitting untouched since 2006. One by one, you see ordinary pennies with scratches, dull surfaces, and little marks from years of handling. But then, one coin shines differently. Its luster is brilliant, its fields, meaning the flat surfaces of the coin, are mirror-like, and Lincoln's portrait is struck so sharply that every hairline detail is visible. This is the kind of coin that stands apart from the billions of others. It's the kind of penny that grading companies label as mint state, and the higher the grade, the more collectors are willing to compete for it. Now, let's dive into some of the known varieties and eras of the 2060 Lincoln cent. One interesting discovery from this year involves doubled dies, where parts of Lincoln's face or the lettering on the coin appear doubled when examined closely. These errors are subtle but highly sought after. Another variety involves die chips, small blobs of metal that appear when the minting die begins to crack or wear down. These can often be found in Lincoln's beard or around the lettering, and collectors nickname them with playful titles like cut errors. There are also misstrikes where the coin might appear slightly off-center, with part of the design missing. Each of these varieties adds character to the coin and makes it stand out from its billions of identical brothers. What makes the 2060 penny so fascinating is how modern it feels. We often think of rare coins as being from the 1800s or early 1900s, but here we are, talking about a coin minted in the 21st century that can hold remarkable value. It goes to show that treasure hunting doesn't always require digging through antique shops or ancient collections. Sometimes, it's as simple as looking closely at the change you receive at a store today. Collectors have long debated whether the modern penny will eventually be discontinued, as production costs now exceed the coin's face value. In fact, it costs more than 1 cent to make a single penny. But until that decision is made, the humble cent continues to circulate, carrying with it opportunities for collectors and stories for historians. The 2060 penny is a perfect example of how even the most common coin can carry secrets. Consider, too, the human side of the story. Imagine the Denver Mint in 2006, producing pennies at lightning speed, machines striking metal blanks thousands of times per minute. Workers inspect trays of coins, shipping them out in bulk. Most are destined for pockets, parking meters, and cash registers. But hidden among them are those few, those tiny miracles of chance, that slip through with perfection or peculiar flaws. A child might find one in their allowance years later, or a collector might stumble upon it in a coin roll purchased from the bank. The discovery feels like winning a small lottery. Coin collecting, after all, isn't just about money, it's about history, art, and the thrill of discovery. Every coin carries a story. For the 2060 penny, its story is one of survival against the odds, survival without scratches, without wear, in such pristine condition that it stands as one of the finest examples of its kind. And in the world of numismatics, that survival is what transforms a 1 cent coin into something far more valuable. So the next time you come across a penny, don't dismiss it as worthless change. Take a closer look. Is the strike sharp? Is the surface glossy and untouched? Do the details look doubled or unusual? Could you be holding a piece of hidden treasure in the palm of your hand? For the average person, it may be just 1 cent. But for the collector who recognizes what they're looking at, it could be a discovery worth cherishing. And for the 2060 Lincoln cent, in the rarest and most flawless condition, that value has reached as high as $4,847.